to my first ever YouTube. We're going to do a vlog of starting a podcast because why not start a podcast on a YouTube at the same time? Anyway, really quick backstory. I am Emma. Hi, you would have seen that. I'm a online running and strength coach and also a physio. And I post on TikTok a lot. And I've been speaking about it for a while in terms of like starting a podcast and a YouTube, but I didn't know which one to do. And I feel like just a lot of imposter syndrome, particularly I live on the Gold Coast and I'm like, who the fuck do I think I am starting a podcast and a YouTube? Like no one's gonna give a fuck, but that's very much an internal belief that I'm working through it, and that's why I'm gonna do it. But another reason I'm doing this is because I went to the doctor on the week, well, like this week, about ADHD and starting medication, and he really called me out. And he was like, what are your hobbies? And I was like, well, running. And he's like, no, like other than exercise. And I was like, oh, like surfing, like walking the dog. And he's like, that is still exercise. Anyway, so he sent me away with homework to find a hobby. And in classic ADHD fashion, I am all or nothing. So I'm going from 0 hobbies to about 4 or 5 because I'm currently in the shop's car park, and I'm gonna go buy some podcast mics, and I'm also gonna buy a book and to read and a colouring in book, and then obviously YouTube is gonna be my other hobby. So I'm gonna have a podcast, YouTube, reading, and colouring in are gonna be my hobbies that aren't exercise, because why have one hobby when you can have 4? Anyway, I'm excited to bring you along. Sorry, I just realized I'm chewing on gum at the same time. I never, ever have gum. And I feel gross looking back at those videos and seeing that there's gum in my mouth. So I'm really sorry about that. This is the outfit. Go. Okay, first stop, Big W. I don't know what colouring book to get. I've seen a lot of like these ones. Like I feel like these cozy ones are really popular. But I also low-key like ocean ones, but then like it's a little bit intricate. Who could be bothered colouring in? Oh, that's not too bad actually. There's just so many different separate parts, whereas these ones are like a lot more simple, but then I'm like, are they too simple? Okay, I think I'm gonna go with this happy one. So many books, I don't know. I've found I can literally only read Colleen Hoover, so if there's any other authors similar to Colleen Hoover, give me your recommendations, because I can't get through any other book. They literally don't have any Colleen Hoover in this Big W. Now I need some textures. But I want like good ones, like ones that are actually like satisfying to draw with. Okay, I think I'm gonna get this one because it comes with textures. But I like the pictures more in this one, so I'm gonna get both. The thing about JB Hi-Fi is that it is so overwhelming. Okay, I don't know which one's better than two. What's the difference? I'm thinking the expensive one, but it's like $120 more. Right, I'm just gonna do it. I did it. Okay, that was pretty successful. I didn't get my book, but I got my colouring in and my new microphone. Scary. I stood in there for like 20 minutes considering like, do I actually want to start a podcast, or is this like very rogue of me and very impulsive, because I do have an issue with impulsivity. But we've got a $300 mic now, so I have to start it. But now I'm not sure where. Like, do I film myself? Do I just do audio only? Like, I don't have a podcast studio. I also don't have anywhere nice in my room to like set up a nice chair or anything. So I'm gonna think about that. Okay, thanks for coming along on my journey to find some hobbies. The rest of the video is going to be all around actually starting a podcast. So once I've posted this, I will probably have also posted my podcast. Uploaded? I don't know what the lingo is. But yeah, this is how you start a podcast, and I have no idea, but I'm figuring it out and you're coming along. I keep getting in my head of like, where do I film this podcast? And then I think back and I'm like, the first episode is going to be the one that no one fucking listens to. Like, maybe if it grows in the future, then I'll think about it. But like the first one, I'm like, no one's even going to listen. What's like, there's no pressure. I could literally talk absolute shit anywhere, and that could be my first episode and it won't matter, because that's the thing that like the least amount of people are going to hear, if that makes sense. Like this, I gave this advice to one of my employees the other day actually, because she was like scared of like posting on her Instagram, and I was like, the first post is like when you have the least amount of followers. Obviously as you like post more, you're going to get more and more followers, and then more people are seeing it. So technically the post that you do first is the least important, because no one's even going to see it. I think it's a great piece of advice, just so you know. A little update, I just did my eyebrows and fully fucked them. Anyway, so there's going to be a bit of a change in eyebrows from the start of this video to the end. Didn't think that through, and it's really bad, but hopefully they fade within like a day. Good morning, it's now the next day, it's Sunday. I spent yesterday or last night writing down podcast name ideas, podcast like episode ideas. I actually can't stop staring at my eyebrows. I wish I could like shave them off, but anyway. And I did a colouring in while watching the footy. So that's how I spent my night, and then I went for a long run this morning. So today I'm gonna go get a coffee with my boyfriend, and then I think I'm gonna look into like what I actually need to like, I don't know, film it, like how do you even film it and record it, and like any software that I need. And then maybe if I get a chance today, I might just like bite the bullet and do my first episode. Otherwise, definitely this week, I think. But yes, we've got some podcast name ideas. Hold on, let me read them out. I think I'm still stuck between two, because I want it to be like running girly community vibes. Like I'm gonna be educating, but in like a more like, this is for your everyday runner who doesn't need anything fancy sort of thing. Like I want to like really make sure that the girls are getting the correct information, but in like what's the word? In a way that like a normal person understands, essentially. So it's going to be like educational in terms of the running side of things, but also like, this is just my life. I'll go into, you know, navigating your 20s, business things, ADHD, all sorts of different stuff. So I don't want it to be like, I don't want the name to be like just running, because like it's not going to be just running. So I'm a little bit lost. My two name ideas are Running Unfiltered and Empowered Podcast. So second option is Girl Can Run, which I actually low-key like that vibe, but I'm like, yeah, does that give off like that I know what I'm talking about? Probably not. So I'm stuck between them two. But let me read out some podcast ideas. Like, first one I think I'm going to be is like, my goals for last year, they didn't go to plan, what happened, and then my goals for this year. How to stay injury free, training for your first half marathon. The dark side of running, like burnout, hustle culture, injuries. All the TMI questions, chafe, runner's gut, losing toenails, all that sort of stuff. But then also more like, yeah, education stuff, like all things stress fractures, all things shin splints, why they're so common, how important nutrition actually is for running, like in Red S and other fueling. Strength training for endurance athletes, why A races and B races matter, a race week guide, like what to eat, where to stay, all that kind of thing. But then also like ADHD diagnosis, like my business journey. I want to get my physio boss on and talk all things women's health, like studying physio, like just a few like sort of side tangent episodes, but mostly running. So that's my ideas for now. Anyway, the other thing I've done is I've kind of like teased it a little bit on my Instagram story. I posted a poll of like, should I do YouTube or podcast? Little did I know they're getting both already, but it kind of just puts it in people's minds. So I think that's going to be the biggest thing, is like actually getting it in front of people to listen to. So that's what I've done so far. I'll take you along later on for finding software and that kind of thing. Come with me. Welcome back. It is now like a week later. It's Friday. But I'm finally ready to I actually kind of want to record today. Crazy. I haven't actually looked into softwares. I've done a bit of TikTok research, and something called Riverside is what we've come up with. So I'm just looking at that right now. So Riverside, I think, is to like edit and record on potentially. And then Spotify for creators, I think, was the other one. And that's where you like upload it and then it shares it to like across different platforms. So that's where I'm at. I'm just researching right now. Okay, yeah, so I'm on Riverside right now, and it's saying, how do you want to start? Do you want to try recording studio or edit content? I haven't recorded anything, so I guess recording studio? So you can try pro for 14 days. I wonder what that means. May as well try. I think it's free unless you want Pro, and Pro is $29 US a month, which is not too bad. So I think I might start with Pro and then see how it is. Recording through this is the camera. This is what I'm looking at. But obviously my laptop camera isn't as good as my phone camera. So I don't know much about that. Okay, so there's a spot in Riverside where you can host the podcast, which I think is where it goes on to Spotify and Apple Music and stuff like that. So I'm setting that up with the description. I've just realized I need to create a cover. So that's my next mission. Okay, I'm just looking through podcasts that I listen to and what the puff could be. It could be something super simple like that. I feel like I've got photos that I could use. Okay, this is what I've come up with so far. I mean, I feel like that's a pretty good first draft. And I feel like I'm just it doesn't need to be perfect. It'll change. Oh, and I've decided on the name, Girl Can Run, an empowered podcast with EMMAY. It's a bit long, but Girl Can Run is kind of the main part of it. Because I feel like that's it's girly, it's big sis vibe, but you can tell it's about running, but it's not super serious, gym bro sort of vibe. Anyway. Okay, this is what it looks like. That's the cover. Now I guess I just create new. I just recorded my first episode. I rambled a lot, but it was more so just getting to know me and my journey to now, and then I hope from the next episodes that'll be hopefully a lot more interesting. So hopefully people actually listen after the first episode, because that probably isn't a reflection of what it's actually going to be like. Anyway, that was kind of scary, but I did it. This was my setup. So I had my phone just here facing me, and then it was connected, and then my microphone. Okay, I'm back home now. I did about a quarter of the editing while I was in Newcastle. Now me and Molly are going to finish off the rest of it. I have decided I'm going to launch it on this Friday the 26th, I think, 27th of March, which this probably won't be up by then, so we'll have already been launched. I've posted teasers in terms of photos of me with a microphone and stuff like that on TikTok and Instagram. And yeah, I think I just pretty much need to edit it and then upload it. I'm still using Riverside. It's been super easy to use actually, because you can use AI, it automatically cuts out pauses and stuff, if I say or I can if I press play, Girl Can Run, or I can press split there wherever I need to. So it's actually quite easy to use. Obviously I have nothing to compare to, this is all I've used, but I think Riverside is a great place to start, and it seems like you can do everything in one place. I'm about to schedule it. So I ended up creating a Spotify for Creators account, and then it's just gone through uploading the file, which I got off Riverside, and then I had to name the episode obviously, and then do a bit of a description. But yeah, I think I'm done. My episode is created, it's been edited. Riverside was pretty good for editing. It was a little bit not glitchy, but it was a little bit fiddly in some spots. It wouldn't let me, it had taken out a chunk of words, but it wouldn't let me restore it, so it just sounded a bit clunky, but I'm sure that's something I'll get used to. Yeah, I'm scheduling it for 6 a.m. on Friday, which will be Friday the 27th of March. This is scary. Okay, let's do it together. I'm gonna set you guys there. Don't mind my little Easter chocolates. Ready? 3, 2, 1, schedule. Episode scheduled. There it is. I think in summary, you need a good microphone. You need to download Riverside. You need to, I opted for filming the podcast. You don't have to do that, but it's pretty easy. If you've got Riverside, you just connect it into your phone and then that can video you. And then also Spotify for Creators. I found that was just easier to upload onto. I'm not sure if it's gonna upload. I think it'll only upload onto Spotify, but I'm not quite sure. If it only uploads to Spotify for this week, then so be it, whatever. Okay, I figured it out. It says that once I've uploaded my first video to Spotify, then I can distribute to other platforms. So I'll do that on Friday. And now I'm just figuring out how I can make like little short videos to post onto Instagram or TikTok. Okay, I figured it out on Riverside. Didn't automatically do it, but I went up to create and then magic clips, and then now it's just creating some clips based off what I've said. So I'll see how they turn out. I don't know if I just didn't say anything interesting, but I'm not that much of a fan of these clips. Okay, I got one that I semi-like. It's all about my stress fracture journey. Okay, podcast went live about 24 hours ago, and I've already had like over 100 plays. So 100 people have listened, which is just like so beyond what I was expecting. I was kind of like, oh, maybe like 10, 20 people will listen, and like I'd be happy with that. But yeah, over 100 plays and so many lovely messages about like how it's nice to see my personality and like how it's an easy listen and that kind of thing. So I'd say successful. But anyway, that's pretty much the journey from when I first started thinking about it. Well, to be honest, I've thought about it for like the last like 3 years, but when I first like decided I was actually going to do it, figuring everything out along the way of how to actually do it until posting it. So hopefully this helped anyone who is also considering potentially starting a podcast. It's not that hard. It is quite easy to figure out. It's just about finding the right software and I guess like getting the like initial equipment in the first place. Like just a microphone is pretty much all you need, a little bit of software, and that's about it. So hopefully that was helpful. This is obviously my first YouTube video as well. Probably not what I'm usually going to be posting on YouTube. I'm going to be more like vlogging things and that kind of thing. So next video is going to be my vlog of when I was down in Newcastle. So yeah, thanks for coming along. Hopefully that helped, and please remember to like, follow, subscribe, comment if that helped. I really appreciate it. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time.